Hello everyone, and welcome back to Dragon Age the Veilguard, where last time we met Davrin and Assan. We got Warden friends now. Well, one. We met a couple of Warden contacts, got Davrin, have a pet bird. We can pet it whenever we want, and he's the cutest. I think he's going to be the shining member of the cast. After returning with Davrin, we had to make a choice between Minrathous or Taviso. Which one needed saving? Now, the Anton was sleeping, and Tevinter's palace ran out of batteries for its defenses, so it was really only up to Rook and the gang. And then, it was really Rook that was the deciding factor. So, whichever place Rook went was the dragon that did not absolutely decimate the place. So, Treviso is blighted permanently. So, there you go. And we got to live with that choice now. And Minrathous is fine, but, you know, the Venatori aren't taking over because the Shadow Dragons were able to, you know, quell that threat. So I think that is, you know, still good. You know, small victories. Look for the silver linings, right? We're going to complete the Veilguard now. We need to look for other friends, other companions in the world, and you know, get their help. So we're looking for two experts in particular, one for dragons and one for Fade-related matters or Veil-related matters, one of those. But I believe we'll be looking at getting our companions that we need to complete our group with. So let's talk to Balara and Harding and chase these leads.
So I put the word out for dragon hunters, and I've heard back about someone who might work. It's a woman named Tosh from a group of Ravani treasure hunters called the Lords of Fortune.
Sounds promising.
An agent for the Lords said that Tosh is working on a mission for them along the Ravane coast. If we help her, she'll be free to join us and fight any blighted dragons the gods throw our way.
What do you know about what's going on in Ravane right now?
Not much more than you do. Varric and I never went there while hunting Solus. The Kunari were on pretty good terms with Ravane, but that was before the Antam military broke away from the rest of the Qun. I wouldn't be surprised if the Antam invaded Ravane like they did Treviso and Eastern Tevinter.
Alright, guess we'll be ready. Well, we need the support. Guess we're headed to Ravane.
Time to find out if the crossroads can get us to an alluvion in that area. We'll head out whenever you're ready.
I remember when there was just one alluvion, and it was broken, and it was a whole thing. And now look at us, Inquisition and Veilguard were like, you get an alluvion, and you get an alluvion, and they all are positioned in a convenient way to get exactly where you need to go. It is so interesting to read about the lore updates with the Qun and the Antam, and like breaking away from the military, breaking away from the Qun, you know, because you've got like what we've learned about the Qun being like pieces of a body, and all of them have their own function. Like you've got, you know, the military being like the arm, and you've got like the mind element, and all of that sort of like everyone has their place amongst the Qun. And each Dragon Age game is an opportunity to learn a little bit more about the Kunari, because we kind of get drip-fed the updates and information as we get exposed to new and different elements of the Kunari. It's always just one of those parts of the game, parts of Thedas that I would really, really just love to finally see. You know, Saharon, let's go. Not Sokonos. Don't mix that up with Dishonored. I accidentally said that a few times, but Saharon, it would be nice to see, but it is curious that the Antam have broken away from the Qun because of, you know, the war between Tevinter and Saharon and the Kunari. It's been going along for so long now, and it seems as if that has dwindled, but I guess we'll see how that changes. I'm excited to get more Kunari updates for sure.
Okay, Balara, what's your lead on getting us a Fade expert for the team?
Good evening.
Greetings.
Myrna, Volgoth, what's more of the Mornwatch doing here?
I've been writing to a senior Fade expert. Turns out he's a watcher like you, but I needed help tracking him down.
Thus we came.
You've done well since we last met at the Necropolis, Rook. Back straight?
You wouldn't believe what I've seen since I left the Watchers.
No one truly leaves the Watchers.
As a Morn Watcher, you've been reunited with Myrna and Vorgoth, fellow guardians of the Necropolis. Nice. Man, we really just be bringing anyone here too. We're like, hey, come back to my house. It's in the Fade. It's a cool little lighthouse. I'll take you through the Alluvion. It is interesting. We're like, come, we know a place. Come hang out at our secret base. At first, I was like, the lighthouse was such a curious case. I'm trying to figure out the logistics of it. I guess that as long as we travel through the Alluvions, anyone and everyone can come and hang out. Even dwarves, because we've got Varric and Harding here. It is definitely interesting. I love getting our Morn Watchers, though. Finally, my backstory is coming into play. So this is going to be great to see my faction get my specific dialogue. This is cool. And this is the part of the story that I've been very, very keen for, because I think our necromancer companion, Emmerich, is going to be one of my favorites, is one that I've been most anticipating. So I'm really excited to get into this part.
A home in life, a birth in death.
A house of many mansions.
So Valara's been in touch with one of our own necromancers?
Yes. Do you know Professor Emmerich Volkarin?
I've heard of him around the Necropolis. Never met.
The professor specializes in the Fade and spirits, a truly powerful psychagogue. He's currently investigating a disturbance in the Shrouded Halls. Seek him there.
The place we were forbidden to enter as novices. Those Shrouded Halls.
You're long past being a novice.
Rook, prepare well.
Agreed. The Shrouded Halls have lately been restless.
Prepare well. Where the dead must go. Very cool. I'm excited for that quest very much. So recruit a Fade Hunter or a Fade Expert or a Dragon Hunter. So let's take a look here. Tash, a Kunari Dragon Hunter with the Lords of Fortune, is luring a dragon from its lair so that the Lords can safely loot its treasure, but brutal Antom invaders have plans of their own. Cool. And the team enters the mysterious Grand Necropolis to recruit Fade Expert Emmerich Volkarin, but evil mages have plans of their own. Wow, these groups that have plans of their own. How to train a dragon. We're going to take Assan on a little walk. We've got study of Docktown as well, so we've got outings to do. And we have factions and region quests also. Now, we lost a side quest because of Treviso getting blighted, but we also gained another one. I think it's not going to get blighted twice. I don't think we're going to miss out on this side quest, but it did give us a pretty big warning of trying to make sure that you actually complete your side quests before you push too far in, because you might lose stuff. So I think the Crossroads missions are probably safe, but then there are some other ones that we'll want to take a look at. So I think we're going to quickly pop in to Docktown. And I don't know about defeating the champion. I think we just have to find it somewhere specific, but we can take Nev here because Nev wants to catch up on local news back home. And a little company wouldn't hurt, especially after the fact that it just... Minrathous was basically attacked by a blighted dragon. So get to know Nev.
You had me followed. Inquired about me.
I needed to be sure. The Knight Commander.
Lanos is playing for the other side, so Tarquin's probably dirty too. After all the shit we've been through, I thought I'd earn some trust.
I did it to protect the Shadow Dragons and the cause.
Yeah, you protected them. Happy now?
Tension in the group now. Okay.
Everything okay?
Everything is fine.
Absolutely. I'm not in the pocket of some magister, and now he knows for sure.
You would have done the same, to be sure.
Or maybe I just trusted you, like a fool. High Bloods. You just can't help what you think about the rest of us, can you?
All right.
Ugh, I shouldn't have said that.
High Bloods. Is he?
Altus Mage, born and bred. Literally, bred in his case.
Literally bred.
You don't know about that? The Altus love their bloodlines, trying to breed the perfect mage.
You're saying he's another Magister?
Nah, not my story to tell.
It's bread. Deal with it. Alright, you know what? I'm going to pick deal with it because I cannot wait to see how this dialogue option worms its way out of saying deal with it, and it will say, I'm sure it'll be fine. Don't stress, honey pie.
Risen gods, Venatori, Darkspawn. There's no time for whatever that was.
I should just let it slide then? Let him down me? Oh, everyone's on edge with all the city's troubles. The worst part? He's probably right. I would have investigated me too. You just can't trust him in Rathas Templar. Not right now.
There's no time for that, lad. Now just make up and be friends, real quick. Well, there we go. Alright, you know what? Not too bad. It was like, hey, I don't have time for it. Nobody has time for it. The world's ending. It really is at that point where it's like, I don't have to worry about NPC approval. So, try to cause some, just a little bit of tension wherever we can, just to get some conflict happening.
So why even be a Templar?
I used to be a soldier. Being a Templar's not far off. Joining the military is one of the ways you get respect, as Soperati.
That's someone who's not a mage, right?
Means sleeper in Old Tavine. Not a mage. Sorry for your shit hand. Now you get to die in the endless war against the Canary. All the men in my family are military. My father, well, he made it clear that if I wanted to live as a man, I'd have to be a soldier.
That sounds tough. Now being a soldier, a Templar.
You ever stick to something because change is too hard?
Because we can't fight on all fronts. I get it.
Interesting. Alright.
You're a shadow dragon. Aren't the other Templars suspicious?
Most of them don't notice me, or what I do.
What do you do?
I organize the documents in the archives downtown, in the cellar.
Your administration.
It's a job. Beats sleeping in the rain. Probably thought I'd be doing something heroic, huh? So did I. Once. The cellar's where they store things they don't want to deal with. Difficult ideas, difficult people.
So you joined the Shadow Dragons.
I never really fit anywhere else. Could never be what people wanted. That story's too common around here. The other shadows get it. No questions asked.
He was just putting the cause first.
I know. I shouldn't be so hard on him. It's fine. It'll be fine. In a couple of days, we'll be fighting over who said sorry better. Thanks for checking in, Rook. Keep safe out there.
Interesting. And then he just walks off, only to just stand like right next to us. So we had a situation with Tarquin wanting to transition, and he'd be like, if you become a man, you gotta fight, man.
You good?
Not right now, Rook. You should talk with one of the others.
Me just getting real close and personal.
Rook?
Asher?
Sure. Alright, I think this will be our codex entry on you. Nev's case notes, Maevaris Talani. Maevaris Talani was kicked from the Magisterium over a year ago for treason. Allegedly, her faction, the Lucerni, I forgot how that was pronounced, supported the movement to grant greater rights for non-mages and slaves. They went silent. Silent, but maybe not gone. Talani may be working behind the scenes with allies still in Minrathous. Dorian Parvis, another Lucerni founder, still has his Magisterium seat. Could Talani have taken the fall to keep Magister Parvis clean? The Vesperians, another highborn family, have ties to House Talani. Corrimer Vesperian is a traditionalist, but his youngest son, succeeded Urian Nihilius to become Imperial Divine. Lofty rule, but he spoke in support of the Lucerni, at least until their fall. And there's evidence that funding for the various slave rebellions may have come through members of the Dwarven Ambassadoria. Talani's always had allies in the Ambassadoria. Is it her gold that's going to the rebellions? Nice. So we've got Imperial Divine, because obviously you've got your the Black Divine and the White Divine in the different areas of Tevinter. Hello?
What can I do for you, Rook?
I was curious about the Magisterium, the Venatori, and the Shadow Dragons.
Ah, of course. You're not from here, are you?
This is really an interesting case, right? Because we have a different approach to the companions in this game, which is when they have stuff to talk about, you'll know, they give you a little update, and you can go and check on them. And then sometimes your companions are in different spots on the lighthouse, so you can go and see what they're doing. And then, when you're out in the field, you can revisit these locations and talk to specific NPCs and key characters and learn more about what's going on. And it's interesting because I'm used to doing that with my companions. And I'm like, I think there should be at least one additional... There should be like one scene like this where you sit down and you establish that relationship with all of the characters from the get-go. Like, you learn about them. Instead, I think this approach is we're going to learn more about them over time. Like, they'll open up to us about certain things and we'll talk to them. They don't just lay it all out. I think it's just an adjustment period of not being able to talk to your NPCs and be like, have I done this dialogue yet? You know? And I totally understand that that approach. I think it works for the most part. But no, I'm not from here, mate. You know, big horns on the head and everything.
That's pretty obvious.
There are Kunari from Tevinter. Things are always difficult for them.
Doesn't help when there's talk about an evil cult having its hooks in the city.
The Venatori wish for a return to the past, when Tevinter ruled all of Thedas. It's an idea that appeals to many in the Magisterium, even though their duty should be to the people. But my father made sure to impress the importance of a Magister's duty upon me, before he revealed me to the Imperium as his heir. I may not hold the title anymore, but I have not forgotten his lessons.
You had to be revealed to the Magisterium.
A Magister must declare the inheritor of their seat. They were expecting a young man, but we decided that I would show them who I truly was. I was 15 and standing in front of all those Magisters. Their gazes told me they believed I didn't belong. But my father was behind me every step. Maevaris Talani, he told me, you deserve to be here. Stand tall and claim your birthright. And I did.
15. Speaking to the Magisterium and showing them who you are. That must have taken so much courage.
We never think we're brave enough, do we? Until we're called upon.
Your father sounds like a good man. And a good Magister.
My father was honorable, kind, and generous. He clung to his principles when others took leave of theirs, and got himself killed. Damn my father's goodness.
Whatever you're up against, gods, cults, blight, you know where to find me.
Now I won't keep you any longer. The world is troubled, and we both have our parts to play. Good luck, Rook. Bring the light.
The market was all right. No one gave you any trouble? I've been wearing a hood. It helps.
I'm sorry, Pop.
Wearing a hood as a Canary, though, that seems difficult. We're getting little bits and pieces of references to Canary having a tough time in Tevinter, so I am appreciating that coming out a little bit more. I'm not walking through the streets and having anyone uncomfortable with me, though. They give me a bad look, and they'll get the Rook special.
Rook! What can I get the city's saviour?
A rank up is what you'll get. Wow. What do we got now? Freezing enemies? Yes. Yes. Oh, I just realized, actually, before we meet Niv, we got a quest here, but something else is, hold on there, you look injured, but wait. Griffon strike! Get that. Yeah, we can finally get up here. And that person just injured in the street, just waiting for me to help them. Nev's notes on the pawn shop. Say, Glandivalis Square, and all of Docktown knows where you mean. The official name in the city records somewhere, but no one remembers it. Our own names stick around here. Glandivalis is the name of Shartan's sword, given to him by Andraste herself, and used in his fight to free the enslaved elves of Tevinter. I learned that from a footnote in a history book. That's where all the real history is. Then there's the Unvelum, the tunnels that run under the square. Turns out it's the elven word for womb. Some shadows believe it comes from the rumor that this was where Shartan's uprising was conceived. Asher loves his hidden meanings. Reason he insisted on this location? Should ask. He'll blush and deny it. That'll be the proof. The shadow of our dragon. A worn banner signifying both where the shadow dragons have been and where they will be. It symbolizes warning, promise, and when it flies over Minrathous, it will scream freedom. 25% charge shield toss damage? Why not?
A Grey Warden. Are you alright?
You're Rook. I'm Vesta.
What happened?
I'm here to help the Shadow Dragons, fighting Darkspawn in the catacombs. There weren't many when we started, but then the others said to run. Get help. We can't leave the Darkspawn. If they escape into the city,
we won't let them.
Just sit tight.
Cornered in the catacombs. Alright, so clear the catacombs of Darkspawn. Nev, this mission takes precedent, I'm afraid. We'll get to know you later.
Please.
So the wardens uncover a journal. It leads to a clutch of griffon eggs, and the damn things hatch.
Is there a question in there?
Usually there would be. Guess I'm still stunned.
Come on. You must...
Oh, I'm in the middle of listening to dialogue. You punk.
Assan, go! Back to what we were saying. Come on.
Yes.
You must have seen Stranger.
Sure. But I wish I'd seen that.
That's so good. Okay, they say back to what we were saying. Jesus, what the hell?
Demons.
Despondence.
Despair demon. Don't let it know.
Don't let it know we're here?
Got you covered.
Dark's Despair demon's coming back. And we've got a... Oh! Spirit.
Souls alone as the light left. I was there, less alone.
You're a spirit of compassion.
My own name. But what of theirs? 3 I've found, felled by demon claws, murdered. A connection I cannot see. I have impressions. But if I learn more, answers might unfold. This one. Green against grey stone. Rain, nourish. How she watched it bloom. Find who she was.
In memoriam, some detective work for you, Nev. In the middle of this section, god damn. Where's the police? Veil instability. Ew. Alright, I can do that. I'm assuming that might be a timer thing. Nice. This wing staff uses something. Should have read that beforehand. This wing staff uses a focus cut from Sorol infused glass for optical magical conduit. Funerary Handbook. The dead are in our care, and we will grant them dignity before they meet the flame. We will speak to them in gentle voices, cleanse their limbs, comb their hair. We will be with them, and they will not be alone. When all is done, a dim ash remains with us, but their souls will find a word incandescent at the Maker's side. May they shine in eternum. And we've gone up to an epic ring. We've got our first rarity increase to epic. More armor and barrier damage with weapons.
We've got a trail. We just need to follow it.
The voice was real. The one in the shadows. There was the same smell as last time, too. Fog and burnt cinnamon. And it knows about the money, the debt. What am I supposed to do? The temple is still closed. How do I get out of this? The voice made promises. I'm just so tired. Alright, Darkspawn in the catacombs. You can wait. We're on a different trail now. One mission at a time. Hortensia's garden journal. Seed, soil, and a little more debt. But I can do this on my own. Whatever else I thought before. I just need time to grow again. The first blooms will be here soon. Everything feels better when that happens. Bright flowers and green leaves are all cheery next to the grey stone. We all need time to grow.
Hortensia. She was a gardener.
Green against grey. In debt, desperate, but still found hope. There are others. I would know more of them.
Okay. I guess there will be more bodies for this spirit to observe.
I'm still trying to wrap my head around this whole thing. We've got literal gods walking around trying to end the world.
Does it bother you they're elven gods?
It won't help our reputation, that's for sure. But me, I never gave our gods much thought. They were just a myth.
Not anymore.
It was just a myth, they say. Just legend, nothing important. Level 18, we'll keep pushing in this direction. Flaming weapons. Acquire. We have the next demon killing. A Canary this time.
Trouble nearby. Good to go. A win for us.
Compassion.
This one. Curiosity undimmed. Just one more answer. Truth and story beneath the ruins. Find who he was. I will find you then.
Man, Spirit of Compassion. Could have been Cole, guys. Could have been Cole. But again, you don't get to choose in the Dragon Age Keep what you did with Cole. Did you make him more human or more spirit? There's no way to know. Unmarked journal. I try to do the hard work in the day, but it's hard to focus, hard not to think about. At night, there's a whisper. The speaker wouldn't step from the mist, but I could smell his breath, like burnt cinnamon. He said he could help with the research, and Sybil, I don't know if I can do this alone. I don't want our dream to die. What would you do? You would give in to a demon. That's what you would do, and the demon would say, it's okay, come on over.
And another Fen Harel altar.
That brew was really like, what if, guys, what if, just saying, I got a bunch of statues about me, the Dreadwolf, and then my lyrium dagger, made by me, Solus, activates it to find my little treasures. Solus's little treasures. Nobody else can just stumble upon those statues. You need the lyrium dagger. Property of Marcus, Scholar. The wolf statue has experienced a shift in the surrounding magical energies. I'm certain of it, and I'm certain it means something. There's more to all of this than we have recorded, truths we don't see. It's just as Sybil said. Stories buried in ruins. I won't let our work be corrupted. I continue this work for her.
Property of Marcus, Scholar.
Story beneath the ruins. Fear for the future, and yet he continued. For himself and for her. A faint connection begins to bind them. We must find the third.
That doesn't sound very good in there, does it? Gatlock barrel, highly explosive. Well, that's going to be our Canary companion. Because I don't know what the hell's going on. What am I, some kind of Canary? Who was raised in the Mornwatch as a baby? Letter never sent. Sybil, we're right, I'm sure of it. There's so much more here, so much to learn. We'll find it together. The letter continues in a shakier hand below. But we won't, will we? The demons took you, and how can I do this alone? How did you make things feel possible, Sybil? I don't know how. What are you pointing at, statue? Where are you? Oh, you could be down here. Whee. And you're probably down here somewhere. Nice.
We've got company.
Our altar. Oh, this is our champion. This is our Dreadwolf champion and drowned miners. Ooh.
Assan, hit him! There! Finish them, Rook! again. Gotta move! Assan, over there!
Take your shot. Hey, Rook, nice shot.
Just a bunch of like people in construction that just drowned and then got possessed. That'll be our way up. Water damage pamphlet. We are final company. The work will be here forever. Alright, we'll head back up after we deal with this champion.
On your guard.
Ooh, Quinn the Spark Wielder.
Move quick.
Rook's getting hit! Move out of there!
Not too bad.
Gotta end this now!
Move fast.
Trouble! Go! Go! Rook, watch yourself!
Take your blood with you.
Yes. You're dead. Never should have come here. Why am I'm still dying.
We're clear.
Alright, we've got our champion essence. Let's get out of here. Nice. Whoa, fancy hat. Is that dude just passed out? Yeah, I think he is. Is just drunk and passed out with a cat just chilling nearby? Man, this guy's lucky he's not this person. Literally just around the corner, stabbed in a demonic circle.
It looks like another victim.
We need to chase this down. How's that?
I'm blind!
spirit of compassion, and another murder victim.
This one. A roof denied, eyes skim over, yet a world smudged in shadow, so beautiful. Find who he was.
Well, we're following this trail somewhere. Charcoal drawing of the market. A detailed drawing of one of Docktown's markets. There are more shadows than people in the crowd. A man weeps in the corner, but no one notices except the shadows. The drawing is unsigned. We have a tortured artist. A detailed drawing of demons dragging screaming civilians into the shadows. One figure is left behind, a victim with a sword through their heart. Other civilians flee in terror from the scene as fear spreads through the city. The drawing is unsigned.
Cat.
A cat. Curious creature. A detailed drawing of a Docktown rooftop. A menacing shadow looms in the background, but the man in the drawing is turned away from it, his face lit by a sunrise breaking through the fog. The artist's name is signed below. Evander.
Charcoal drawings by someone named Evander.
A world smudged in shadow. He drew Docktown's darkness, but also its light. All those I found, I held a hand as the light left.
Do you know something about the murder victims? What connected them?
Each was desperate. Each heard a whisper that tempted them, and each turned away. They defied the one who called them. The demons we saw were merely minions. Too late for these. But now I can watch and protect others. Something larger stirs, calling the desperate. I cannot see what. No, the hope you bring Docktown thwarts it, and may you continue.
Nice. Bond increased with companions. A little bit crazy that we do a murder mystery in Docktown. You know, where Nev hails from, the detective. And there's no dialogue or interactivity with Nev on this questline, you know? Like, there'd be some funny banter or some nice detective banter between, like, Rook and Nev, or Nev talking about things while we go through it, but there was just nothing. Which kind of surprises me. It does surprise me. I thought that we would definitely get something from Nev there. We proceed through the city. We've found our catacombs. It's a good thing we've got a Grey Warden with us, isn't it?
Be ready.
Damp letter. Marisa, I'm sorry things got heated, but I just can't give up on Toth's Gullet. Part of that tunnel are carved out in the bedrock. The sea isn't going to claim it easily. And if I'm right, there's a way the gullet connects to the route we're mapping now, and I'm going to find it. Ignace.
Son, hit him! Good shot! Make it hurt.
Not bad, Rook. Horn watch.
Behind you, look out!
I'm good to go again.
too bad.
Nice.
These must be the Darkspawn that attacked Warden Vesta.
There's more around.
I like that you can use the Darkspawn rooms where they infinitely spawn until you take out the little blisters. You can just use that as an opportunity to just fuck around with your skills so much, which is really fun. Just horde mode. Through the catacombs. Viper. Western passages are deteriorating fast. Seawalls crumbling and tides are coming in. A rough winter storm or two and we might lose the route entirely. And with it, our safest way to get people out of Minrathous. There might be another way through the catacombs, though. Remember when I took a tumble down the spillways into the catacombs' depths? It took me a few days to get back to the upper levels. I had to make my way through the graves the builders never cleared out. But there are openings to the deep roads down there, and I could find them again. Take a look at the map I've sketched, Marisa. Scribbled beside the map is a response written by Viper. You are out of your mind, and you have my support. I will provide the resources you need. We also picked up a memento in our exploration. The Writ of Freedom, the first condemnation of Tevinter slavery from the same document that proposed it. Someone has always stood for right, but the scissors that cut this page were golden and heavy. Another skill point. While wearing different classifications of attire and armor. Interesting. I'll think about that.
There's a problem.
Time to finish this rope.
Oh. This was powering the bridge. Right. Well then. Give me a minute.
Get ready. Assan! Trouble over on your right. Way to fight, bro. Good aim, man. Over there.
The unsent letter. I'll be in Minrathous. I'm not sure for how long. Every letter ends with, I don't know what's next. That feels especially true lately. You'll have to learn more on the next one. I'll know the future by then.
Ah. All right, let's keep clearing Blight from the catacombs.
Some unfortunate dialogue overlapping, I guess, interrupted that. Oh yes. This thing. Oh. Get that.
Right.
So that's how we make that happen. I see.
You got it.
Ooh. Ah. Oh, wait, what? Huh. Wow, interesting. So, in this game, you have your companions that have specific abilities, but if they're not in your party, your lyrium dagger can just mimic those abilities. So the only reason at the moment we don't have, we don't have Tasha in our inventory in our team, so we can't use the Gatlock things. I'm not sure what Emmerich's will be. Does that mean if I didn't have Davrin in the party, I'd just be able to use a lyrium dagger to cut down those things instead of Assan? Because I can just do Stone Song. Just with the dagger. And then that's the thing, I could do Lucanus's... I did a rift earlier when I was exploring. And it didn't click then, but it clicked now. I was like, yeah, wait a minute. I've done Lucanus's ability and I've done Harding's ability. Interesting.
Old magic, forgotten relics. There's a lot left in the catacombs and the Blight's twisting through all of it.
And when you are lost, fret not. Your steps will always lead you somewhere, and with Silas's blessing, no matter how many steps it takes, that somewhere will be home. Nice.
You get the feeling we're being watched when we're in the catacombs.
Got company. Get clear.
More of that. Gotta end this now. Make it count now.
Hey, Rook, nice shot.
That's the last of them. We should tell Warden Vesta.
Nice.
Hey, we're back in Docktown proper.
Always good to know the shortcuts.
And now I've unlocked Darkspawn shortcuts.
Nev, what do you make of Rook?
New to the game in some ways, but seems to know what he's doing.
Or good at pretending he knows what he's doing.
Are you testing whether I'm hard of hearing?
Don't mind us, just seeing if the boss is a good listener.
I am now.
Well, alright then.
Vesta, we got the Darkspawn that attacked you. They won't get into the city.
Thank you. The Wardens will be glad to hear it.
As will the Shadow Dragons. Quillen, by the way. I'll ensure Vesta gets the healing she needs.
Good. Docktown owes her for the warning.
Nice. Cornered in the catacombs. Alright. Nev, is it finally time to get to know you? What we came here for? We got a little bit distracted, it seems. Nev opens up on a trip to her home neighborhood of Docktown. Get to know Nev, finally. Hey, you've been working together for some time. Maybe we should get to know each other.
Are we here for the Shadow Dragons?
I trade news with the Shadows, but it takes more than one source to get along here. Besides, I was doing this before they came knocking, before Varric, too, right here in Docktown.
Yeah. It'd be nice.
Take it away. I'm ready for the full tour.
We've been here before.
The tour where I get to look around and not chase cultists or fight demons.
Wouldn't that be something? Come on. There's paper sellers all over here.
Want to see if they got your name right?
Most papers don't say much, but read between the lines and you pick up a thing or two. I'm not here as much lately. I'll take what news I can get. Let's grab a few copies. We'll see if we can find Balara's serials, too.
Oh, that's a nice little continuation.
All right, let's go.
So, before Varric, before the Shadows, you worked for...
Same as now. People who find me and have jobs worth taking. Docktown people, runaways, the desperate.
And you do this on your own?
I've got contacts, informants, people I cross paths with, but at the end of the day, yeah, it's just me. Okay, keep an eye out for paper sellers. We'll start on the north side of Lower City.
How many do we need?
Don't worry, I'm paying. Let's get started.
We'll take a paper, thanks.
Best word.
The Minrathous Mirror. Drama in the palace. Is the Archon keeping secrets? Questions arose when the Archon abruptly left the assembly. Those queries have since spiraled into baseless speculation. Several magisters reached out to assure my readers that rumors of cult influence in palace affairs are false.
Lockdown, right here.
This one quotes several magisters. Several lies.
How did you fall in with the Shadows?
I'd worked with some of them before. Not that they were upfront about it.
What changed?
I was after a missing person. The Viper was hunting slavers. Our paths had the same end.
And your missing person?
Free and breathing when we finished. The Shadows brought me in after that.
The Viper! More than one person! You'll read it here first!
You've never seen the Viper and Dorian Parvis in one place.
One, please.
Viper spotted it!
Mythoman. Stories abound of the masked figure who watches over Minrathous. While some question the so-called Viper's existence, or whether he is one man or many, increased sightings of the mysterious figure were reported throughout Docktown. Between a reign of demons and everyday woes, many welcome his presence. The Batman of Docktown.
A local fish fry.
I'll save this one for the Viper.
So most of the time you work here alone. You like it that way?
It's
Another
easier.
But you like us, right?
You're all right.
What happened in Marnus Pell? First-hand account.
One paper, thanks.
Hope for the anti-slavery movement. Whispers of a successful rebellion in Marnus Pell have reached Minrathous streets. In light of distressing reports from all corners of the Imperium, the news brings a glimmer of hope for those continuing the fight at our capital.
I've got a contact who works this area. Let's see if he's around.
What about this one? You've got a good eye. I was starting to think my good neighbours lacked...
Mind if we interrupt that dialogue real quick?
Okay. The charm's good against all manner of curses and manipulation. Fair price. And you won't find better in the Circle District.
You won't find better at the Circle, but you will off the docks. For half the price and twice the enchantment.
Nev. Alec?
Oh, if you say it's... thanks. I'll pass. Sorry.
Hey, if I'd known, I would have told you. Come back next week. I'll buy another paper.
I write them myself. The Magisters. They don't print the truth.
Most honest thing I'll hear today. What about you? Is it something you're buying, my friend?
Morn Watch specific dialogue is fun.
Rook, let's see. Embalming liquids, the bone saw.
Right. Nice friend, Nev. Why'd you really stop by?
Just looking for gossip.
Not much that'd interest you.
We chased a relic through Docktown. The buyer was Venatori, but the smuggler belonged to the Thread Crime Syndicate. You're a Thread?
We don't deal with cultists. Your smuggler broke the rules. She's out.
And the Venatori?
There's been more in Docktown. Boss says it's under control. But between us, I don't like it.
Then it's worth keeping an eye on. If you hear anything.
So will you.
You know a member of the Thread Crime Syndicate? Personally?
Don't tell me you're surprised.
With you? I thought surprise was a given.
Careful. Surprises here lead to trouble.
Trouble's not always a bad thing.
All right. Come on. If we want more gossip, we need more papers. Let's head to the south side.
More papers? Alright.
You've lived in Docktown your whole life?
Since I was born. Unless I'm out of the city for a job. Had a few apartments around town. The current one, it's not the lighthouse, but it's mine.
I do really appreciate this. I think this is really nice.
You've been an investigator for a while.
You've been an investigator for a while. I'll just take a brief moment before I lose this thought to say that a lot of the impressions that I get as they come through the game, I talk about them, whether they're good or bad. And then as we go through the game, if there are things that improve or change my perspective on things, I'll also mention that as well. And, you know, concerns about talking to characters and being like, I want to get to know you through, you know, dialogue and sit down and to talk with you and investigate, that sort of thing. Chat with you in the lighthouse. I like the idea of the outings, like having little companion moments where you're doing activities and you're learning about them through a semblance of natural conversation. It's really nice. That's giving Rook more personality and more life as well of him talking with the characters. Again, it takes control away from you as a player from choosing certain dialogue options and how much you want to learn about your characters in those dialogue situations. But I think it's pretty good. I think it's a good idea. The ability to go out on an outing with your companions in an area that they're familiar with, or doing something that's related to their character and also being able to learn about them and their history at the same time. So this is quite nice. I do like the updates. You know, obviously we're going to get to know our companions over time. It's just, I think, maybe a little bit of a awkward start to things, but going pretty well. It's smoothing out now.
It's not a short story.
We've made it this far. Is there a secret?
Trust people enough to get things done, not enough to get you killed.
And that's how you stay out of trouble.
No, but it's the best shot you've got.
The best cereal in Min Rathus. The latest chapter is here.
There's the cereal then.
We'll take one.
The Nightly Song. What series were in the painted box? What secrets were in the painted box? Will our heroes find the truth? And do they truly want to? Read the next chapter of The Twisted Knife right here.
Circle
one of Belle's cereals.
Read the
Great.
latest.
You know, Varric hired me not far from here. Come on, Slick. Stop a ritual. Save the world. It'll be fun. I should have said no.
Varric's nickname for Nev being Slick. This is good to learn about the nicknames for these characters that Varric has for them too.
Paper, thanks.
The Imperium secret, the makings of a scandalous love affair. Was that a prominent Circle Mage at the Silver Coin? The same Circle Mage known to frequent Docktown's more interesting betting rings? And who was their mysterious friend? When I have answers, dear reader, you will too.
I think we've got enough.
Scandal and enchantment.
Now I'm starving, and I know the best place in the city.
Doing all right? Huh? Yeah. I'm good.
The lighthouse doesn't have this.
What?
A view of the water. I don't know, it helps me think. But we've got places to be. Come on.
You! This fish won't eat itself. I said next time you were here, it was free.
Sure thing, Hal. Next time.
Yeah, it's always something.
Fish sticks. Get Kanye West over here.
Joining Varric. Us. Do you really wish you'd said no?
No. I just have a bad habit of picking jobs that go sideways. You think I'd learn?
The world won't save itself.
It never does. Varric said this job would end with Solus. We'd stop a ritual, then I'd walk away. But those gods escaped. Not much of a win. And if the world falls, the city goes too. It's not like I'll find work then.
Is that why you said yes? To save Minrathous?
People will tell you Minrathous is broken. And they're right. It's corrupt, petty. Saving the world won't fix it. I take the small wins, Rook. Hal serving fish another day, getting past the next scrape alive. Sometimes you're lucky. Sometimes you get more. But the tables always turn. It's better if you know it's coming.
There's got to be something good to count on. Oh.
What?
How about this? When the job's done, the fish is on me.
You want me to bet on surviving this mess?
I want you to bet on a free fish dinner.
Tempting.
Never proves. Yeah, that was a nice little mission, actually. I liked that. Study of Dogtown. Nev caught up on Dogtown news and met with her thread contact Alec. He told Nev there's been more Venatori in Dogtown lately. If he learns anything more, Nev will hear about it. After enjoying her favorite fish fry stand, Nev revealed that her jobs tend to go sideways, so she expects the worst and looks for small wins. Wonderful. Okay, we level 19. We're like one enemy away, and Davrin is like, hey guys, I'm back. Where'd you guys go? I got turned around and got lost. Okay, that'll be probably all we do of Dogtown today. We'll return and do more exploration, more chests, more quests when that opens up. Nev has skill points available, so we'll continue to push into Blizzard. And slow time, I think. And then I think what we'll do is refund these, because I did this when I was in a bind. Damage per hit, 10% each second. Damage is increased by 25%, but the effective radius is reduced by 50%. Grab that one. Oh. That. And... wonderful. Okay, Codex. We have, in the Shadow Dragons, some more entries. Docktown Intel, the place itself. People say the same things about this place. It's on the docks, no kidding, and full of dark alleys. A place to disappear. Tourists say it's full of magic, and we've got our share, but compared to most of the city, there's fewer mages here. You want more? Best places to eavesdrop? Where to find secrets? Gossip? You want something found? That's why you came to me. How about the best view? There's a morning mist, and when the daylight hits, if you know the right angle, it glows like silver. I can tell you the cat with the frog croak mew like scraps, and where to buy the best bread. You want to laugh? I've got leads on a good show. A sad song? Well, it's your heart to break. And the Violet Haze. Is this going to be the cereal? A knock sounded behind him, loud, quick, and urgent. Basil paused to steady his heart before he crossed the room and opened the door. Was that brief pause all it took? No one stood on the doorstep. No shadowy figure retreated through the foggy streets. If an enchantment had been used to hide the visitor's steps, it was a good one. Basil sensed nothing. As far as he could tell, he was alone. Save for an envelope, sealed with thick violet wax. A chill gripped Basil then, deeper than the Docktown mist. He snatched up the letter and pulled back inside. There was no settling his heart now. He knew before he'd ripped open the envelope what he'd find within. 3 small amethysts, polished and perfect. It can't be. It wasn't until after he held the gems in his hand that he noticed the stain on the envelope's corner. Who sent the mysterious letter, and what more does it contain? How have 3 small amethysts shaken our hero? And where is Ilvan? We'll have the latest chapter of the Violet Haze next week. Below in Balara's handwriting. We've gotten so many clues. You can tell who it's from, right? In Nev's handwriting, you're assuming writers play fair. I like Balara and Nev's little cereal thing. I think that's quite fun. I wish that these codex entries would properly mark as read when you went over them. We do have a missive returning to the lighthouse now after doing Nev's quests. We got Stand Together. Rook, I must thank you again for helping me. Quillen, the Shadow Dragon healer, says I'm well mended. We've worked together to map routes through blighted parts of the catacombs. A few more wardens have arrived as well. Between the Grey Wardens and the Shadow Dragons, we'll clear these tunnels of Darkspawn. We're in this together, all over Thedas. Wherever the fight takes you next, I believe you and your friends will find a way through. This blight, or blights, will be stopped. Warden Vesta. Okay. And now what we're going to be doing is heading out to take Davrin and Assan out for their companion outing. Before we do that, though, I'm going to check on Varric. And we're going to change our clothes in the wardrobe as well.
I'm still weirded out by this fade crap. But this part is kind of cozy.
I expect to see Bianca repaired soon. We've gotten a load of new appearances lately, so I'm going to customize my own look, and then we're going to head back out into the field. Alright, done some appearance stuff for myself and the gang, and now we head on out of here. So, hit to the map, and in the Arlathan Forest, how to train a griffon. Take Davrin, and we'll take Harding out. We have a new quest in the Veil Jumper Camp. Maybe I should have Balara.
Aren't these the old Full Rot ruins?
Strife wanted something with enough room to build out a camp. This fits the bill.
Except for all the mold.
Do we get more Morrigan dialogue?
If Elgar'nan and Gillenane can control people, we have no defense against that.
'Tis true. The gods' workings project elements of the worst kind of blood magic.
And what do you know about blood magic? Witch of the Wilds?
Enough to be wary of it. 'Tis addictive and dangerous when wielded by mortals, and likely leads to disaster when wielded by gods.
So you say.
I don't think Ireland likes Morrigan. I never know if this is going to be new stuff or not. That isn't. We've read that before. I guess the notes will always just be left there.
Things lurking in the forest. I got the goods to kill most all of them.
Okay. Let's see. We could kind of just sell all and get 165. Something that's kind of been interesting to note is it's been pointed out that you actually get more reputation with certain factions depending on what valuables you sell. There's actually specific valuables for specific vendors to get more of a rank. So that's something to definitely keep in mind. Tienor's journal. Oros still isn't home. I shouldn't have let him go when he said he'd take the relic deeper into the forest to deal with it. I have to go after him, and I'm taking Gus. Oros and Gus are always inseparable, and Oros always said Gus was the best tracker he knew. Gus will find the trail. There is a crudely drawn map of the forest showing where Tienor intends to search.
Veil jumpers are in trouble. They could use our help if we can find them. This map is a good start.
I might have Balara instead. Maybe for Veil Jumper related quests and locations, Balara is the good choice. And then I just want Davrin because he's cool. In regards to where we're going, we have Fate of the Dalish Clan, which we're going to check out. We have Training a Dragon that way. And then the missing Veil Jumpers.
Be ready. Great, Balara.
Thanks, bro.
Took them down clean.
Way to fight, Brooke.
We have a level up, and we're getting close to our Mornwatch area, so primer duration will give us or shield toss mounts give us the ability for bloody advance. Throw a fan of blades that seek out and impale nearby enemies and applies bleeding. Rocks from the sky, mate. Alright. These floating rocks aren't too safe, are they? We got Dead Hala. We got a charge for my ultimate.
I found something.
Oh, Jesus. Damn,
a
dude.
Hala statuette. They died holding this. And all these Hala corpses. Didn't that spirit say something about Hala?
Gillenane was revered as mother of the Hala. The Hala is her symbol, or was anyway. These people were tracking Hala and got lost. Then, well...
That's grim. Confirmed good idea to bring Balara.
You gotta move.
No, I just allow myself to get crushed, I think.
Trouble coming.
Assan, go!
Oh, we did it!
Or did we?
Nice one, Rook. For sure.
I really wish we could control the other characters, because I think it would be such a great way to add a lot more depth to the gameplay and the combat, because I've sort of, you've got like, you can be a warrior and that's great, but then what if you get to a point you're like, oh, I want to see like some roguish abilities or some mage abilities and mix and match based on like the type of characters that we have. It would be really fun to be able to, in combat, switch to like someone that you can control. You know, have Rook be playable throughout the whole game, but in combat choose characters that you can switch between, and giving them objectives is fun, like giving them commands and being able to like micromanage them. But like, I'm already too busy focusing on like what are like my abilities and trying to dodge and block and the real-time action combat, that I wish that I could change between them. Like if I want to see Balara's abilities for myself up close and like actually like play around with that, it would be such a great way to be able to mix and match play styles and keep some variety, so like keep it fresh in that sense. I'd be like, I want to play as Balara for a while and do her veil jumper abilities. I think that would be a really cool idea. Like, they don't need to have fully fleshed out skill trees in the way that Rook does, if it's too much, but like the skills that they currently have and that the skills that they currently level are good enough. Like, they have abilities, they have combat capabilities like Rook does. Let me control them, you know? It was, I had the same issue with Final Fantasy 15 when it came out. When that game launched, you could only control your main character Noctis and not any of his friends. And eventually, throughout the course of the game, they added DLCs pertaining to those characters. You got to play as them, and then eventually they worked in like swappable characters in the game itself to be able to mix and match. And that was great, you know? That was great. And I wish, I truly do wish, that this game had something like that, to be able to just swap between your characters. More health, please. Codex update. The Elven People. From Ireland's journal, the forest is wrong. But more than that, the animals are wrong. The Harla are spooked and seem to be off hiding somewhere. A lot fewer come around now. For some reason, the owls are gathering together, which they never do. They're usually loners. Even the insects are quiet. I'm glad the mosquitoes have skipped out, but it doesn't feel right. They're always a pain. Then our scouts started reporting strange creatures in the woods, things we've never seen in this region. We don't know what they are. They aren't natural, which means the animals that are natural are in danger. The whole fabric of life in the forest is under siege. We need to find a way to fight back. Veilfire rune. Cost of Harmony, that is a memento. We sang our wards to guard the heart and bid our song to be joined in kind, but harmony once joined bears costs eternal.
A broken alluvian over there.
Oh, wow.
No fixing that.
No fixing that. Get Meryl onto it. Meryl should have been a veil jumper, goddammit. Like, come on, guys. The mirror shows no reflection, only a dark fog. Perhaps magic will reveal more. The others urge me to try. The shadowy things were the faces of my kin. Blank eyes staring. They don't speak. They don't even know their names. I did this. I let the mirror corrupt them. I'm to blame.
He couldn't stop it from corrupting everything around it, including himself.
Oh, I don't like this, Alluvian. It's wrong. If it wasn't already smashed, I'd do it myself.
Corrupted Illuvians, similar to Meryl's. Alright, we found that. Let's move on to the next one.
Better be ready.
You got it.
Assan, over there!
Finish them off. Ranged incoming.
A win for us.
Love getting these flaming weapons now. It's fun.
Those statues don't look right.
That's not stone. That's wood. I think these were real people.
What happened to them? It's like they were frozen mid-stride.
Man, it's crazy that dialogue has come up so late. That should have been dialogue that came up at the very beginning when we first encountered these, because we've been walking around these characters, these figures for ages, even seeing what happened when we went into the Soulless memory. So this dialogue should have come up straight away. Blood-spattered journal. I dreamed that the earth reached out to embrace me. The others say they had the same dream. The Keeper cannot stop the change. I can no longer move or feel my feet. She's given me prayers to say, magic to weave. None of it helps.
We've always heard rumors about people turning into plants and other things, but it's happening more now.
We saw another one of these corpses earlier. It must be happening all over, and the spirit must have sensed it.
And we saw it when we were in that Soulless memory, guys.
Another of those Fen'Harel altars.
Nameless building.
This is where Tainor was headed. There's blight here. She didn't mention that.
Could be new. Blight spreads fast.
So we're moving out into a new section already. Yeah, this was this area where we were with Harding. There's the Fen'Harel statue. Free skill point. Don't mind if I bloody do, mate. We'll get bloody advance. So let's change my skills. So we have the spectral bulwark at the moment. I reckon I'll change that to that. Fan of blades that seek out and impale nearby enemies.
Oros. He didn't make it. But it seems he managed to destroy the relic. Tainor and Gus must be out here somewhere. We'll keep looking.
To whomever finds this, it was as I suspected. The relic we were sent after was blighted, or it had some connection to the blight. The corruption was on me before I knew it. I'm glad I sent Tainor home. Cannot let the blight spread. I'll find some way to destroy this thing, if it's the last thing I do.
Ah, not good. That relic ended up blighting Oros.
Is there a reason why I want these. This is gonna blow up in my face. I'm like, this is gonna blow up. Ah, but it did open a pathway. Tattered bridge. Maybe I should have hit that from below. Got a nice little shortcut here.
Look at this. I bet it came in handy.
Shut up.
Hand it to the ancient elves. They love
Stop.
their statues. Such
No.
craftsmanship. Handmade from stone?
No.
Okay.
No matter what, a humorous rook is inevitable. You cannot avoid it. This game.
You're the one who got that fancy Illuvian up and running.
I did. Well, most of the way. Everyone helped out.
So tell me, how safe is it? Any reason to be worried?
Oh, you shouldn't worry at all.
So it's safe then.
So it's safe then. We'll circle back to that dialogue after this.
You got them! Finish them now!
What were we saying? So tell me, how safe is it? Any reason to be worried?
Oh, you shouldn't worry at all.
So it's safe then.
No, just worrying won't help. Whatever happens would be instantaneous.
Uh-huh. That's reassuring.
Be like if you got into a terrible submarine and went to go to the Titanic and were crushed immediately. What I was going to say is this game is very much like Dragon Age 2 in the sense that, you know, Hawk is a predetermined character in the sense that he is that human fleeing Lothering, has his set family backstory, and you kind of nudge that character along. And then this game, Rook is more of the same. You get to create your race and your backstory, but you are still very much like, you have that same, there's going to be that same common element between everybody's Rooks is we speak for ourselves a lot and we kind of nudge that along in dialogue. But he speaks on his own behalf quite a lot. He'll say a lot of things in roaming dialogue like that, and you don't have that control over your character's personality in those moments. So he is definitely much more of a lighthearted character. He falls into that humorous Hawk of Dragon Age 2, because I think for Dragon Age 2, the humorous options seem to be the most popular and the best ones to pick for the most part. And this Rook, as much as you try and be like, oh, if you try, you barely edge into that territory, or you're either like, yes, or making jokes, or like, shut up, you idiot, except I'm going to say, you've got to be kidding me. And then, whatever that is, the worst idle animation. But it is very much like Dragon Age 2 in that sense of your main character. I think it's kind of interesting because you get so much more freedom with Dragon Age Origins because you have the playable origins. You can be so incredibly different in that approach, and it's the only game without the voiced protagonist, which I think strengthens that element a lot. And then Dragon Age Inquisition, you get to really have a lot more control over your character's dialogue and personality and how you come across, even though it still has those pitfalls of the modern dialogue wheel. But I think Dragon Age 2 and Dragon Age the Veilguard are probably the ones that have it the least, I would say, the least control over your character outside of dialogue. It looks like we're able to open up a little shortcut here, but I just need to get this beam up here, so let's go down here. Who needs Harding when you have Lyrium Dagger?
What do we have here?
I can't tell you how much I dislike the randomly placed beams. Oh man. I know we're in a location that doesn't make sense because we've got floating platforms and stuff, but there's something that almost irritates me when I see the beam that I have to kick down that's always conveniently placed. It just doesn't sit right with me. So I think what we've got to do is place this here and then take this guy and aim it at this thing. There we go. And that way we can now aim this. That. Which gives us a bridge. There you go. I don't know why I did that. Intrusive thought. Should have just put that there, hey? And now we can do this. Whoa! What the heck? Oh, you don't want to do that because it gets rid of the bridge. Oh, I fucked it up. I fucked it up. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter now, does it? So there's the shortcut. What happens if I put one in both of these, though? Oh, actually, I don't think we need to, because this is... yeah, this is fine. So that was just powering the door, I think.
We might be able to restore that bridge.
It would make a good shortcut through this area.
Guys, don't do that dialogue after I cross the shortcut bridge. Don't do that.
There we go.
No, guys, come on, please. They're like doing the dialogue of if we approach the bridge from this side once we cross it, and then are like, yes, nice, there we go. Oh, that's so silly. Hazards tomorrow. A predictive map which is perhaps counter to the concept of a physical mapping, but central to Veil Jumper survival. Know where you don't know the danger is.
Another one of those owl statues.
Oh, I can activate it now.
What the heck? Whole forest is weird. Here goes nothing.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. Look at that. Wait, what? Okay, so an Anders vessel. Okay, so when that other owl statue, we gotta go do sounds at it. That'll give us what we want. Lovely. Jesus, what is going on here?
The Evanuris. Might even be Gillenane or Elganon.
My people thought they were gods. Now, it's a monument to killers.
What about you, Balara? Well, Gillenane has the helmet design that is like matches a helmet.
This artifact isn't working right. Maybe if I looked at the crystals it's connected to.
I'm sure Balara would love to take a look, being the tinkerer that she is.
I heard about this Nadas Durthalan spirit you found.
I sure didn't expect that.
Be careful. The things that pop out of nowhere usually bite you in the ass.
Like Assan?
And that beak of his hurts.
Collected notes on history. His stories about Arlathan draw me in. Sometimes I forget that I'm supposed to be writing as he speaks. Our legends denounce some of the greatest of the elves, consign them to oblivion. The injustice is galling. He won't be called a forgotten one, and he shouldn't. That fate was forced on him.
The person who set this up was in contact with someone or something from the Fade.
Interesting.
Got it.
Or do I shoot it, or do I put it on this one? That gives us a pathway over to this crystal. Promise of Glory. A relic that claims prehistory when gods wrote decrees of coming ascension. There are fewer hands, the first warnings of betrayal, and the change that would eventually claim all. He speaks to me through the veil. I cannot see him or hear him or touch him, but I listened with my soul and my heart responds. I am alone, but I am never alone because he is with me. Vora Sivan, you will be so proud of me. Can't wait to tell you about it when it is all done.
Syrian.
Are you going to say anything more or just that? Okay. I guess Syrian was the one writing it.
Sure thing.
It was Alan Wake in the dark place. Can't jump. I'm wearing this heavy suit of armor. Mystical tower, cool. Big old hand, the hand right. Young as elven artifacts go, the right, the last to reach back. Not grasping but bidding farewell. Don't mourn what we were, because while we endure it has not died.
And another Fen'Harel altar.
Jumping in front of things that I need to press X on is gonna be always happening. A lot of howling wolves, eh? Guess we'll be back here. Now, where was that wolf statue pointing to exactly? It's pointing over in the corner. Oh, I see it. Watch this, you're gonna... And weak point damage or resistances. Let's do resistances.
I'm on it.
That's all the crystals. Hopefully that fixes the artifacts.
Book of Ritual. Did he say a waxing crescent or waning? I didn't catch it. His words come too quickly. He spent eons waiting to impart his wisdom, and it cannot be contained. Damn, finally broken. A deluge of lost knowledge. This note follows pages of scrolled instructions for a magic ritual. So it's like having like one of the Forgotten Ones whispering through the veil, like, get me out of here.
Sure, here we go.
That's a person. Or...
Whoa.
It was, and it came out of the Fade.
This magic. It was designed to draw something in. And it's familiar.
Might be best if we stop tampering. The forest will reclaim it.
Okay. Hello? Interesting. So this is the person that was writing the notes, I guess, and they got like trapped or bound in the thing. Not sure. It's veil jumper aesthetic, I'm pretty sure. Wild. Bloodstained letter. Someone must perform the ritual while another becomes the vessel. I have agreed to be the latter. I'm not proficient in magic. There's just no other choice. If the rite succeeds, I will be different, but know that I will always love you. I do this for us, for our future, for the little ones. Eternally yours, Veya. So someone else has become a vessel, and... Interesting. So this is the vessel, and then someone else has performed the ritual. And blood magic was involved. So this person, like, sacrificed their partner for the ritual. I do this for us. That's crazy.
Why now? Why are these relics suddenly appearing? Some damned fool messed about with the Fate.
You'd think they'd know better.
No one who has that sort of power ever does.
You're new here, so I'll ask politely. Don't touch the relics.
It's cool to see this area get populated. Oh, let me through the door, you asshole. Well, that's just rude. You're gonna block me away from a codex entry in a chest. Until such a time as I can return. And I can't get up from this area anymore because they added a fucking blight thing here.
This is where Tainor was headed. There's blight here. She didn't mention that.
Could be new. Blight spreads fast.
So I have to do this again now. Took too damn long the last time. We got a little bit distracted.
Alright. He didn't make it. It seems he managed to destroy the relic. Tainor and Gus must be out here somewhere. We'll keep looking. Darkspawn. Wait. Is that...
Oh, shit.
No! Damn it! You gotta move!
Oh, I'm so sorry, Taylor. You didn't deserve this. One more Veil jumper to find. The tracker, Gus. Let's hope we can still save him. What's that there? By those bushes? Collar. It says... Gus. Wait. The tracker Taynor talked about was a Nug. Horus's companion Nug. Let's get you home, little one.
It was a little Nug tracker. Bring the Nug home. Alright, that's back at the camp.
I hope Taynor is all right. I haven't seen her in days.
Well, have I got some unfortunate news for you. I don't know what I placed.
That's Gus. I wondered where he was. Haven't seen Horus or Taynor in a while either.
I'm sorry. Gus was the only one I could save.
Oh, creators have mercy. Poor Gus. Do you think he understands? I suppose I'll look after him now. Horus wouldn't want him to be lonely. Thank you, Rook.
Quest complete. Alright. Gus is safe, and that's what matters. And now we can go back to these. Well, we got another owl statue over here as well.
Trouble nearby.
Oh, is it time again? Great!
Do the owl thing, Rook. Okay, apparently not.
It's completely burned. That must have been a big fire. And this scorched relic, is this what started the blaze?
I bet that spirit was sensing their last moments.
Why won't the owl statue do its thing?
Watch ahead.
Maybe I just had to kill like that one enemy?
Another owl.
Yep.
Watch out.
Oh, it summoned a demon this time? Okay.
Rhino!
Okay. So sometimes you won't get stuff that you like. It looks like we want to get a chest that's up there eventually.
Careful ahead.
As soon as an enemy hits the water, they die as well, which is, I think, what happened before to Trainer.
Ready to go. Ranged dink.
Good to go again.
Another owl statue.
Another owl.
These deep stalkers? They are.
Clear the area.
Look at that.
Hey, shut the the final one going to land on your head as you open a little chest.
Let's see if we can figure this out.
Hit them now, bro. Gotta end this now.
Oh, great job, Rook.
I'm ready, Rook.
Hey, giant hand. Oh no. I messed up. I can't jump while I'm holding this thing. I'm returning to the lighthouse and then going back into that area to specifically restart the power node. But look, we have new stuff.
Inside the ring.
Glad it worked out.
It did. Well, not for the poison drinker, but he'd murdered the neighbor's cat, so for the cats.
Anyway, you and Rook had me worried, but it ended happy.
And when you don't read the sequels, those endings stick.
There's a sequel? Have you read it?
No, but trust me. Tragedy sells in Marathas. More story? Better chance things go sideways.
Like... the little wink. They're like, hey, sequels. They can have more tragedy. If you get a happy ending, just leave it that way.
Did I see you writing a message to the Inquisition? What's that about?
You know, Varric and I were part of the Inquisition, right? I'm trying to get news about the South. But Charter hasn't replied to any of my messages. I'm trying not to worry about what's happening there, but... No, it's probably fine. Charter's just busy. She's always busy.
Charter. Who's that?
She's the Inquisition's spy master. Or she would be, if there was still an Inquisition. I suppose she just works for the Inquisitor now?
Interesting, because we disbanded the Inquisition, but then we still refer to the Inquisitor as the Inquisitor.
I haven't heard much about the Inquisition in years.
Oh, that's intentional. When the breach was open, we needed a large group to stop Southern Thedas from falling into chaos. It's changed in the years since. We're a smaller force working underground to keep an eye on things going on in the world.
Why isn't she here? I could use a hand.
Charter entrusted the search for Solus to Varric, to us. The world's large, and she's got many things to deal with.
So how long were you with the Inquisition? 10 years?
Something like that. Why?
You must know the Inquisitor.
Well, yeah, we worked together. I wasn't part of the Inquisitor's inner circle, though. I spent more time with the ordinary people, the ones you didn't hear about.
And the Inquisitor's advisors, what about them?
Of all of them, I'd say Josephine is my favorite. She's lovely. She still sends me a box of handmade sweets from Val Royeaux every year on my name day. Cullen and I got along too, but he was always busy. He would have bad days from lyrium withdrawal sometimes, and I would share the tea that my ma sent. He's from Ferelden too. Maybe it reminded him of home.
What about Liliana? I heard she's intense.
I think she likes to cultivate that reputation. She's not nearly as terrifying as she sounds. Oh, I passed her in the Great Hall one day, and she suddenly turned and asked me if I wanted a nug.
A nug? Those small pink rodent things? What for?
She loved them and made a hobby of breeding them as pets.
So, did you take the nug?
No! What am I gonna do with a nug?
But you did know people from the Inquisitor's inner circle, didn't you?
I knew them, sure, but those early days, all I wanted was to prove myself and not get in anyone's way. Some of them were more approachable than others. Sarah was a puppy with a new toy. 100 new toys. Fun, if you can handle the mess. She was really the only one who could make Rainier, well, Blackwall then, let down his guard. Otherwise, he kept to himself and stuck to the stables. We'd talk when I visited the horses. And there was Cole, of course.
The spirit boy?
Yep. I was just sitting on the walls one day, and he asked if he could join my game.
Like a card game?
Nah, just good old people watching. Must have seemed like a game to him somehow. We'd pick strangers out of the crowd and try to say something about them. Like, ooh, she heard the joke yesterday and she's still trying not to laugh. Or one of Cole's. His eyes remind her of the ones beneath her bed.
Okay, that's just a creepy thing to say.
Cole was like that. Weird, wonderful, and occasionally a little bit creepy.
Wasn't Cole an empath? He must have been great at this game.
Aha, but the rule was you couldn't say anything you actually knew. He got it in the end. I think.
So you didn't ask him if you guessed right?
Well, being right wasn't the point. Making a habit of seeing people was. I think he liked that. It's why you don't miss.
So, tell me about these ordinary Inquisition members I haven't heard about.
The Inquisition hired hundreds, and most of them weren't Magisters or Ben Hasrith or the left hand of the Divine. There were scouts and stable hands, carpenters and cooks and quartermasters, even 2 dedicated pastry chefs. Most of them volunteered, like me. We wanted to help in whatever small way we could.
It wasn't as bad where I was, but I remember the demons spitting sky holes.
Nothing like demon spitting sky holes to bring people together, huh? I made friends. Rector, Faulkner, others.
Rector? Faulkner?
Liliana gave all her agents pseudonyms.
Right, like Charter.
Well, Charter's Charter, but when the other 2 and I were together, we were just Lace, Wilbur, and Katya.
Do you miss it? The Inquisition, I mean.
It's hard to miss an organization. They're only as good as their people, don't you think? But I do miss my friends. We write each other, but it's not the same. And the Inquisition is different from what we've built here. Not better or worse, just different. It's special when you're among people working toward the same goal.
Not everyone. There was Solus. What did you really think of him back then?
Lonely. He always seemed lonely. It's hard not to be when you hold yourself above everyone else.
He might be lonely, but I doubt he cares. He's single-minded. Nothing else matters besides his crusade.
Because it's the only thing he's had. My ma used to say, a caged dog forgets there's grass outside. Anyway, I'm sure something out there's on fire, and here I am rambling about the past. I should let you go. Talk later?
I like that. I like the way that a dialogue can... You pick something like, nah, he's just a guy with a crusade, and you can have Harding offer a cool perspective like that. That was a nice timed and missable dialogue sequence too, that I really, really enjoyed. Rook seems quite well informed on the Inquisition and the members of it, which is wild. You get some passing mentions to the advisors. No mention on Cassandra. What's going on there? We were robbed of that. So we get a Josephine mention, Cullen, Sarah, the Rainier Blackwall mention. Nothing on Iron Ball. Nothing on Dorian. Yeah, some strange omissions there in the group. But frequent trips to the lighthouse are nice because you are getting rewarded with those little scenes and dialogue things. So I'm happy about that. We also got a new missive upon arriving. An update on Gus. Dear Rook, thank you again for figuring out what happened to Taynor and Gus. Gus is adjusting to life without them, I think. Eating well, and me and the other Veil jumpers play with him when we can. He still screams if I try to remove Oris's old backpack from his hutch. You ever heard of a Nuck scream? It's bone-chilling. Things have been terrible lately, but having Gus around helps me get through it. He really does put a smile on everyone's face. Thank you again for bringing him home. Okay. We do have some interesting updates here, and I'm seeing an Inquisition symbol. So Charter in Minrathous. Don't think we read this one. I can't remember because I just went to go skip over. Minrathous paper with one item circled. Prices for lyrium may soon rise higher than the Archon's palace after recent negotiations with the Orzammar embassy broke down into fighting. A representative for the dwarves claimed that Tevinter negotiators were Venatori and suggested that their minds had been poisoned by red lyrium. Tevinter officials deny use of red lyrium and insist that it is not used in any official magical business. A note written in the margins. Lace, Francesca and I made things a little harder for the Venatori, with lyrium tougher to come by, the red variant officially banned. Hope you're doing alright with your own lyrium-related issues. Stay safe. And Charter in Marnus Pel, a paper from the Tevinter city of Marnus Pel with one item circled. Scandal struck the household of Magister Pomonius, and as eldest son and heir Sorokin has been found dead in what appears to have been a Venatori ritual gone awry. Rumors in the household speak of escaped slaves and stolen artifacts, and some are suggesting that the death was due to Venatori infighting. Visibly angry, Magister Pomonius declared his son innocent of any wrongdoing and blamed elven thieves for the incident. A note written in the margins. Lace, Vire and I were in the neighborhood. The artifact is safe. Doesn't seem related to your work. Assume every noble Tevinter family, not with the Shadow Dragons, has Venatori pulling strings. I do like the charter mention, and then we also get, with the Inquisition, but the way that Trespasser ends, it has that cliffhanger, that setup for the Inquisitor, put in the blade in the map for Tevinter. This is where we're headed. And where is the Inquisitor? The Inquisitor should be here with Harding and Varric in their hunt for Solus, front and center, I would say. But new protagonist, so she gets sidelined, and I guess it would be too difficult to have your Inquisitor be a companion. She should be an advisor. She, he, whoever you want to put in as your Inquisitor It would have been cool if your Inquisitor was alongside Harding and Varric, and then also an advisor in the lighthouse. It would have been a cool role to have them in that position, to carry them with you. In a perfect Dragon Age world, it would just be so cool if you could pick up and collect your previous companions, previous playable characters, and then have them be with you. The Warden is obviously off elsewhere, doing his own thing, or he's dead, because there's no Dragon Age Keep, so there's no way for his story to even exist in this world. Same with Hawke, and then we get our Inquisitor, which is something, but it would have been so cool. Imagine like having this event where it's, you know, the world as we know it is falling down, and you get your previous champions and protagonists from the different games helping you as advisors in this one. It would have been really, really awesome. We can just continue to dream for it, but I am looking forward to the Inquisitor showing up at some point, because obviously we've created her, so she's going to have some form of story appearance. We'll just have to see in what way that'll actually be. Charter in Virantium. A paper from the Tevinter city of Virantium with one item circled. Fighting between Tevinter and Arntam forces has calmed down, with Tevinter reclaiming a lost town after the Arntam cannons mysteriously failed. The town is now safe, and former prisoners are being treated for their injuries. Sadly, several war mages were killed retaking the city, reportedly victims of Arntam assassins. Lace, Marias, Tessa and I paid a visit. Venatori and the Arntam might be serving the same gods, but they're not knowingly working together and are easy enough to turn on one another. Charter in Solus. The Tevinter city of Solus, with one item circled. The Silent Festival will take place this year, after cancellations the last few years with concerns about Arntam pushing east from Paravantium. Local organizers have confirmed that Navaran mages will be coming to help celebrate the lives of those recently lost with visions of the Fade. The festival will include feasting, dancing, and seances. As the veil is expected to be quite thin from the spiritual energies, miners with magical talent should not be left unattended. Lace, we investigated thoroughly. It really does appear to be a coincidence that the city shares a name with our mutual acquaintance. Seems like it should have some connection, but no. Had to be sure, though. That's cool. Similar to when in Inquisition you come across the Assan temple. Charter. I'm assuming you got my last message about Varric? We're adjusting with Rook stepping up. We're still searching for answers on the elven gods we released. Solus remains contained and less of an immediate problem. How is the situation in the south? Has there been any activity related to the elven gods? What about the Arntam? They seem entrenched in Antiva, though any increase in the number of scouts might signal them getting ready to move. I'm still receiving letters regularly from my ma, so I gather Ferelden is far away enough that trouble hasn't reached it yet. What about Orlais or the Free Marchers? Please respond as soon as you can. The usual channels remained open. Harding. So we're just waiting on southern updates, what's happening, which is totally fair enough. So those are some nice updates there in the library, and now we head back to the forest to continue our quests. Give me that. Reset the position of that bad boy. Put it over here.
We got it.
We go around.
What do we have here?
Neatly folded note. The storm was coming, and we were desperate. It was just a cave, small but comfortable. We all fell asleep around the fire. When we awoke, the entrance was gone. Perhaps it's the trick of the darkness, but the rocks seemed to move with each breath, closing in with each inhale. I'm sick with dread. If anyone finds this, get out. Get out while you can. Arena, I love you. Remember me.
They came in for shelter and couldn't get out. The spirit probably felt their fear too. So many dead. So many things left behind. I wonder if we could somehow memorialize them. Let's head back to that spirit. Maybe we can ease its distress somehow.
Yeah, alright. Now we head back and we'll go and speak with that spirit. We'll solve this up here first.
These are the old aqueducts. They supplied water to all of Arlathan.
Another owl. Watch out.
Get out of there!
Look at that.
Explorer's Journal. Danger! I was wrong. These owl statues are dangerous. I think they've been booby-trapped by some nefarious force. Whatever noble purpose they once served, it's been twisted to ensnare foolhardy explorers like me. Beware! Renee Limforge.
Rook.
I'll be there in a second, mate. I've got a whole quest line where I'm trying to power a thing at the moment. I'll be right with you.
We got company.
I wonder what this is about.
We went all the way around to finally get this power thing. Whoop. Now we put it over here.
That did it.
Sweet. And now we'll go speak with the spirit, and then we can return and do Davrin's quest.
Another owl. Look at that.
Discovery. I'm convinced these owls are more than statues. There's a power behind these silent guardians. I'm hesitant to tamper with them, but on the other hand, owls represent wisdom and transformation. I can't imagine a monument to such noble creatures would be harmful. Now we finally investigated the first one.
No way out! No way through the rock! Lost closing in darkness, closing in!
It makes sense now.
I found those people. You don't have to feel this way anymore.
Oh, so much fear before the darkness. Make it quiet. Make it go away.
I don't understand.
I think we need to soothe the spirit somehow. Maybe some kind of reverent gesture?
Oh, so now we can go back up to this.
Here goes. You are fighters, scholars, explorers, friends, family, and lovers. We will remember you as you lived, and not as you died. Go in peace. Rest well.
A moment of pain does not undo a lifetime of hope. Thank you.
Bond increased. Now it's Davrin's turn.
Let's get going. I've been thinking. Lancet and Remy used special food to train the griffins. Said it was the fastest way to start a bond.
Right. The... what do you call it? Tullum?
That's it. And gingerwort truffles were the griffins' favorite treats. They grow around ruins. We're going to teach Assan how to find some.
Here we go. You're just gonna get your wings all wet. so it was a quest door. Oh.
How did you end up with the Grey Wardens?
Grew up in a Dalish clan. I'd hear all these stories about things that happened thousands of years ago.
The Dalish do love their history.
Except I wanted to make history. Didn't fit in. Got bored, so I went looking for adventure.
How'd that go over with your clan?
Poorly. They felt like I rejected them.
Did you?
Yeah, I suppose. Clan life wasn't for me. I had to get away.
So then what happened? You're out in the world looking for adventure?
Got my ass kicked. Went broke. I couldn't go crawling back to my clan of failure. Doubt they'd take me back. It forced me to figure out what I was good at. Always had a knack for hunting.
Be curious to learn how he was recruited then. What specifically came up? Field notes of last days. A page of a bestiary signed. They found us. These things wronged before the veil and wrong still. Their hate grew weapons to fight gods and found fear and flesh. Another one of these. Arlathan Forest is absolutely gorgeous to explore, I'll say that much. It's such a pretty location. How do I get in there?
What are you doing? That's not a truffle. That's a nug. You'll get fleas.
At least he's having fun.
Truth is, purrs when you scratch him. Maybe we can speed things up by helping him. Let's search the bushes. Look around for truffles.
That was a thorn.
Keep looking.
Nug droppings. Yuck.
The nugs pretty much own Arlathan Forest.
Nope. This is harder than it looks.
It's fleas, isn't it? What'd I tell you?
Actually, I think it's a truffle.
Huh.
Maybe the nugs like truffles. Could Assan know that if you follow them, you might find truffles?
Are you really that smart, boy?
Seems pretty clever to me.
If only you'd be clever enough to listen.
Well, you're still getting to know each other. Remember? Tolam? Remy was probably right. Remember how she said he needed a lighter touch?
If I go soft on him, the world will chew him up.
Let's give you both a chance and see if we can find any more of these.
How?
Find some nugs, see what happens. So, how did you go from hunter to slayer of monsters?
Uncle Eldrin. An old elf I knew growing up. When I was a kid, I'd hunt just about anything. Rabbits, deer, fox. Eldrin gave that purpose. Taught me the way of 3 trees. The way of the arrow, way of the bow, way of the wood.
That sounds noble.
Eldrin taught me to hunt the unnatural so the natural can thrive. Be a force for good. Besides, it was either that or starve. Monsters paid good coin.
But why become a Grey Warden? If you were making money on your own?
I didn't leave my clan to get rich. Had to prove it was all worth something. I needed a cause.
There must be easier causes than fighting Darkspawn all your life.
Darkness is a sparring partner. The greater the shadow you confront, the stronger you are for winning.
Till you meet one you can't beat?
Haven't yet.
And we'll be like, so, how do you become a Grey Warden? You want to tell me the secret? So there's some things blocked by magical rubble at the moment, so I guess we can't get that yet. Hey, the Mythal statue, never forget. It is interesting to see all of our different statues abound.
I think Assan's got something.
Oh my god.
Why don't you take a look?
Full nug nest.
I'll be damned. Follow the nugs.
Like I said, he's a clever one.
Might make a tracker out of you yet. Hungry? What? It's gingerwort. Eat it.
Remember, light touch.
I mean, it's dessert fit for a prince. See?
He'll be fine. He just has a strong spirit. Let him grow into it.
Might not have time for that. With Lancet and Remy gone, if something happens to me, he'll have to stand on his own.
So don't let anything happen to you.
I'm a Grey Warden. Death's around every corner. Not that I don't enjoy punching it squarely in the face.
2 or 3 times, just to be sure.
But you can't beat back death forever. Okay, boy. That's enough for one day.
But he's having fun.
He overeats, and you'll find out how fun griffin puke is.
Assan, you heard him. Let's go.
That was nice. I liked that. Learning a little bit of Davrin as well. And he's finally found a food Assan enjoys eating, gingerwort truffles. In hunting for the elusive treat, Davrin gained new understanding of Assan's intelligence, and both Warden and Griffin bonded a little more during their forest excursion. Okay, Etched Reader's Axe. Very nice. Let's move into that one. And we got some codex entries to read now. A map in a hand, unused to paper. Their terror was trembling and palpable. Land as empty as the new void in us that ceases the spirit and makes us suddenly meet. Grey Wardens. Gingerwort truffles. I don't know why it's half eagle, half lion likes truffles, but griffins can't resist them. Assan's brothers and sisters all went wild for them, and now Assan is carrying on the family tradition. I asked Harding what's so special about them. She didn't know, so we did what any good mage or alchemist does. We both tried a nibble. The taste of ginger was overwhelming. It's too much, yet Assan gulps them down. I guess it's like broccoli. Some people love it, but those with working taste buds avoid it. Emmerich muttered something about brewing it as a tea to enhance any magical properties, but I'm not in a hurry. As long as this gingerwort keeps Assan happy, I won't question the reasons why. Ah, yes. The Emmerich that we've met and recruited into the lighthouse, of course. Davrin's writing about the future. I didn't realize he was a prophet. So it's interesting how the companion quest for taking Assan out for a walk comes up before you can recruit Emmerich. Oopsie. They're like, oh, we'll just put that in. Who cares? That's an unfortunate mistake. It makes sense for the truffles to unlock after the companion quest. But if you're going to have a quest that unlocks before recruiting a companion, maybe you should have this quest appear after you recruit that companion. It's not super serious, but it is a little immersion breaking. Hunting for truffles turned out to be a chance to get to know Rook better. It also got me thinking about my younger days and how I haven't spoken to my clan in a long time. They didn't understand why I wanted something more than the traditional Dalish life. I guess I was stubborn and bullheaded and figured I'd go show them as I ventured off to find my fortune. Since then, I've kept my distance. That's on me. Maybe I've been feeling guilty. I don't know. But I do know I miss Uncle Eldrin. Talking about him with Rook got me thinking about my days as a kid in Arlathan Forest, racing Aravels through the forest, following hidden Dalish trails to secret waterfalls. It all gave me a taste for adventure I never outgrew. Okay, we also have Griffin Extinction. I've been going through the Grey Warden histories of the Griffins. Something isn't adding up. They're part of our order for centuries, and then one day they aren't. There's vague talk about blights taking their toll, how eggs weren't hatching, and their numbers dwindled, but they'd already survived earlier blights without trouble. And why would eggs stop hatching? Which means something happened, but I can't find any details. Did they get sick? Was there some sort of disease? More than a few records around that time are missing, and I can't find anything about how many eggs hatched. I'm sure they were meticulous, about. There's a missing piece in all this I need to track down. That's a fun mystery I'm excited to get more of. I'm a bit sad about the whole element of a lot of the griffins being taken by the by that stalker, but I guess we'll have to see what happens. We have some skills. Shield toss can be charged an additional level. And we're now close to specialization. So we get to the specialization and now we're there. Defender of the living and dead, the Mornwatch Reaper leeches life from enemies through shields with precision and turns their own pain into strength. Only one specialization can be active at a time. No skill points required. Nice. Spirit Storm will be what we have next, which is a new ultimate. Call upon the Mornwatcher's occult knowledge to unleash a necrotic storm. A whirlwind moves toward your target, inflicting multiple hits and applying siphon to enemies. I read these already. Go away. Sweet. Okay, I liked that mission with Davrin and Assan having a little bit of an adventure together. And getting to know your companions is also a plus. That will be what we do in the Arlathan Forest for now. See, there's this thing where I'm like, I want to hold off of doing main quests at some point, make sure we do the side quests and companion stuff, because I don't want to like miss out, because we missed out on the Treviso quest. And then we do a side quest, and it's at like a different... it's a different situation where we should have recruited Emmerich first to avoid that codex entry mentioning Davrin and Emmerich knowing each other and having communicated, you know. It looks like Davrin and Nev are hanging out, though, so let's go and take a look at that. That pet animation is so stupid. The old shaken pet.
Look at that view.
Assan got us the Emperor's suite. Room to stretch his wings.
He's always welcome in mine.
You find some gingerwort truffles, you'll follow.
They're hanging out. He's woodworking. And that is where we're going to bring this episode of Dragon Age the Veilguard to a close. Thank you so much for joining me today for some Docktown and Arlathan Forest adventures. Some really fun side quests there and companion quests too. I'll be excited for us to recruit a companion next time. I think we'll go for our Dragon Hunter first, our Fade Expert second. I'm looking forward to completing the Veilguard, and that is what we'll do next. Thank you so much for watching today. I'll see you next time.